Did this man just say that the 14th Amendment birthright citizenship was only meant for the babies of slaves? Let's talk about the history behind the 14th Amendment and why any discussion and debate around it should honestly be concerning for us all. The 14th Amendment was passed by Congress in 1866, and then it was ratified 2 years later in 1868. And no, it wasn't written to protect the babies of the formerly enslaved. It was written to correct deep injustice. After the Civil War, Congress needed to overturn the infamous Dred Scott decision that said that any black person, free or enslaved, could not be citizens of the United States. So the 14th Amendment made it plain. All persons born or naturalized in the United States and subject to the jurisdictions thereof are citizens. This wasn't an amendment just made for black people, but to help all groups by defining citizenship and protecting freedom, a right that used to be denied to a lot of groups. Because let's just say that defining citizenship before the 14th Amendment in the United States was discombobulated and discriminatory. Citizenship was usually defined by each state and by the concept of birthright citizenship that we inherited from British common law, but it wasn't applied equally. Then came the Naturalization Act of 1790, which granted citizenship to free white people. So Native Americans excluded. Black people, free or enslaved, yeah, definitely excluded. And if the outcome of the 1790 Naturalization Act didn't make citizenship clear, the Dred Scott case would for black people. Honestly, it made it worse, declaring us not citizens and saying that we were not entitled to citizenship, period. Hence the 14th Amendment after the Civil War. And after the ratification of the 14th Amendment, birthright citizenship would still be questioned in 1898. This time in a Supreme Court case called United States versus Wong Kim Ark. This is where the Supreme Court ruled that regardless of any parent's citizenship, if a child is born in the United States, they are a citizen of the United States. That precedent has stood for over 125 years and now is being challenged. Today's Supreme Court ruling did not touch on the issue and constitutionality of birthright citizenship as detailed in the 14th Amendment. Instead, it limited how far federal judges could block it, meaning the executive order could still take place in states where it has not been stopped by federal judge. I made this video today because we need to understand that the 14th Amendment was a course correction in American history, a response to centuries of exclusion when it came to people that were born in this country. But now that we're seeing efforts from this administration to challenge and unravel that history, I have to ask you guys this question. If after the Civil War we fought to define U.S. citizenship once, why are we trying to do it all over again? This is why knowing the real freedom story and the true complex history of the United States is important. Because when we don't, or it's misconstrued, cherry-picked, twisted, we're bound to repeat the mistakes of the past, and we also don't understand how fragile freedom has always been for certain groups in this country.